If you guys are familiar with PTZ cameras, you already know kind of how they work. What the question is does the auto tracking on this camera actually work, and would it be sufficient in your situation or scenario? So I'm going to check that out right now. Okay, so for this situation, what I'm going to do here is I've got a capture card on my PC down here, and I'm going to just plug this straight into the Tenveo AI auto tracking camera in the back here, and then plug the HDMI cable into the capture card on my computer. And then, of course, what I'm going to do is power it up using the supplied power supply. If you're kind of a one-man show and you don't really have anybody helping you, this is a great option, because if the auto tracking truly works on this, you could mount this up in your facility, your church, school program, whatever you've got going on that you want to live stream. It's a plug and play. Hopefully you can just start the live stream, schedule a broadcast, whatever software you're using, have this camera set up on a tripod. It'll autofocus and auto track. So that is actually really cool. I'm hoping that this works. This is going to be the next wave of cameras, because sometimes people don't have a full crew to work with. Think of what else this saves you, actually. If you think about what this saves for you as well, you don't really need an IP controller. You don't really need any of that kind of stuff. You can turn this on, buy it, pull it out of the box, get your lighting squared away, and then let it auto track. You can get up on stage, do whatever you need to do, and then stop the recording when you're done, stop the streaming when you're done. There's other ways around that to better utilize that situation scenario, where you can schedule streams to be started and stopped, or have remotes and different things like that. Use an iPad or your phone or whatever. But I think this might be the go-to thing, so let's check it out. So we've got power going to it. It should calibrate. There it goes. It's going to auto-calibrate. Doesn't take that long to auto-calibrate. And once it does that, it's going to reposition to what it's called home, which is centered. Now, here's what we see. That's just the camera. I'm going to pull this up on my computer. Open up OBS. Okay, let's go ahead and add the camera. We're going to call it the Tenveo AI. Tenveo AI is fine. And then we're going to add a source. And we need to go to a video capture device. And I'm going to call this Tenveo Auto Track, so that we know. And there it is. This is the auto tracking camera. So I don't think that right now it's set up. Obviously, it's not following me. Okay, there's a slot on the side here. You just pop it open. I need some AAA batteries for this thing to get it going. So I'm going to get some AAA batteries for this and get this camera set up.
Yes. It's tracking me as I'm moving around. Now watch us do the switch right here. Let's see which one it follows. Okay. Walk through, walk past. Still with me.
Yeah.
Think about that, presenters. Yeah. Now I go in front, you going back. Now. Yeah, you got to leave the room for this to stop. See, it's going to follow me here.
That's awesome. So you could be on stage. That's what I'm hoping for, is like that way it frees people up from being in the back.
Yeah.
I was hoping they would send this to me. I'm going to put it on the tripod back there. And what happens when I zoom it in just on your face? Let's see.
Ooh, don't do that. It's very unattractive.
Zoom is not working right now. No zoom, huh? It's probably a setting. Some kind of setting. I'm not. It's good for like classrooms and other presenters too, meetings and different things. I wonder if it'll take me over after you leave. Let's see. It's still, it's coming over to me now. That's actually kind of cool if you have two different people.
Switch up.
Yeah,
You
switch
gotta
them off.
leave. You can't just stand there.
Yeah, because now it's tracking me, and you're just in the background. I didn't even catch you. It's really cool. I like it. So you can see it catches up. Yeah. I like it. If I lean forward, definitely keeps focus on my face. Unfortunately for you. What does this do? Oh, it's to reframe. So this one here reframes when you change positions. That actually helped. Maybe, let's see. Stop tracking. So the zoom worked. Zoom works when you're not tracking. Interesting. I'm going to reframe myself here. Auto framing. It's doing that on purpose to get a good frame and leave some room around the sides for tracking purposes. I wonder if it'll zoom in on me when I walk away. Let's see. It is a little bit. I like that. So if you want it to get it tighter for me, you can. Alright, so still recording that. Let me position this camera with something kind of close. So it's zooming in, it's focusing on that. Okay. And you can do a manual focus like that. That works too. That's pretty good. Okay, pretty soon I should be, there I am. All right. Yep, it sees me now. It picked me up, and it's a little grainy, but like I said, the lighting in this room is terrible, and I really need to get some filters. Okay, this is what I was hoping it would do, is as I'm walking away, it's zooming in on me. I mean, that is awesome. I feel like it's tracking pretty well. I didn't think it was keeping me in frame at all because it was moving so slow, but what it was also doing was zooming out to keep me in frame. Now, of course, the color and the lighting is terrible. There's definitely some adjustments to be made. And that is definitely possible. It's definitely something you can do. But right now, everything was just on auto out of the box, right? And it's super bright overhead lighting. No subject lighting. There's no key lighting. It's a terrible lighting situation. We have a lot of weird daylight coming in. And that's me just talking on the phone camera. I'll switch to that view now. I'm gonna put this camera up here because I'm interested in what that is doing that far away. And if I'm just walking back and forth up here, am I out of frame? Is it slowly tracking me, quickly tracking me? And I know there's settings for that. It's definitely auto tracking, but I gotta see what it's doing. So I'm giving it some time. I'm gonna record this footage here and then let's check it out. It's kind of distracting that it like zooms in and out so much to keep me in frame. Like that. It's like zoom out trying to go back in. But I'm betting there's a sensitivity issue, because what it's doing is it's tracking me on the edge and it's zooming out to catch me, and then it's trying to zoom back in to frame me, right? There's got to be a setting for that, I would imagine. So in my opinion, I'm thinking that the you know, if you're not so far away and you're in a smaller room, this camera is going to work a lot better. Now, if you have the ability to have this camera up closer than, you know, 60, 100 feet away, this thing is going to work a lot better for you. I think it's actually really cool, because right now it's tracking me really well. But see that zooming in and out like that to try to keep up with me, that if you're live streaming this is very distracting. And I'm not walking too fast on purpose. Like, I'm trying to walk slower so that way you can, yeah, that's super annoying. If I were watching this stream, I would have probably gotten off by now, because it's so in and out. But what I wonder is, I'm gonna look in settings. I wonder if there's a way to change that. If not, it may need to be some sort of an update or something that Tenveo is gonna put out. And this is honest feedback. They sent me this camera to give them an honest review, give you guys an honest review of this camera. And that's what I intend to do. I think that it's really cool that it's following me out of the door. So it's definitely awesome that it's following me, but that in and out, that quick in and out action is really distracting. So my key takeaways on this camera are the fact that it followed me so well. I think that, you know, if you're a one-man show or you just don't have anybody to kind of man the tripod or the camera in the back, however it's set up for you, if you're a smaller church, organization or business, or just a live streamer, maybe you want this on your desk to kind of follow you around. If you're a teacher, you know, online teacher, whatever, I think this is going to be your best bet for something that is going to operate almost hands-free. I mean, you can turn this thing on, get it set up, have it framed for you, and then it's going to follow you around and autofocus and auto track. So we saw that. Now, of course, in a smaller setting with controlled lighting, that's going to be better. As you saw in the church application, I was about 100 feet away from the camera itself. But I think it still did fairly well for the lighting situation that we had. But I still think that better lighting is always going to be your friend. So if you have really good lighting in a smaller setting for teaching or something like that, or even if you just want to preach or teach online, you know, midweek service type stuff, and this isn't going to be your main focus or your main camera, that's fine too. But I do think that this could be your main camera, and you could be the only one to operate it depending on your situation. Maybe you just have one person that can go and start and stop your stream. Whatever the case may be, I'm super excited about this camera. I think that it's a great fit. If you found this video useful, please let me know in the comments. I know it's probably kind of boring a little bit, but I just want to be as helpful and thorough as possible. Keep an eye out for my next video. I'm going to be reviewing the Tenveo Pro IP controller in pair. I'm going to pair it with this Tenveo AI auto tracking camera. So as soon as I get that in, I'm going to review it. So thank you guys for watching, and I appreciate you all.